All right, greetings, YouTube. This is Beautiful Mind here. This question comes in from probability on section 6.2, question 13. This is from our course, Finite Mathematics. So it says, suppose that a red die and a green die are tossed, and the numbers on the side that face upward are observed, right? So it says, what is the probability that the numbers add up to 8, and then what is the probability that the sum of the numbers is less than 4? So now when we're doing probability, it's you got to take the number of outcomes in that event over the total number of outcomes, right? So let's see if we can identify the necessary information. So if we're doing part A, so let's see what's the event. Now the event is we roll a red die and a green die, and we observe the numbers that come up. It says what's the probability that the numbers add up to 8? So if we want the numbers to add up to 8, before we do that, let's actually identify the sample space. So all the possible outcomes. No. No, I'm just making a video. So let's look at the sample space, or look at all the possible outcomes. So then the sample space, you can have what? Red 1, green 1. You could have red 1, green 2. Red 1, green 3. So on and so on. Red 1, green 4. You could have red 1, green 5. And red 1, green 6, all right? And then you can repeat that for 2. So you can say, let me just copy this. So you can have red 2, everything except the 1s, basically. Oh, that's okay, that's a duplicate. So I'm gonna copy this, and I wanna paste. So it's a repeat, but now everything is with 2. So you can have red 2, green 1, red 2, green 2, red 2, green 3, red 2, green 4, red 2, green 5, and that last one is going to be red 2, green 6. All right? And then I'm just going to say continue that pattern until you get to red 6, green 6. All right? That's a 6. And we're going to close it out there. So the sample space is basically a 6 by 6 grid. So you have 36 outcomes there. So I'll say it's 36 outcomes. Now the event E says what? It adds up to 8. So we want to take all the outcomes that add up to 8. So like for instance, can red be 1? Well, if red were 1, we need a 7. So red can't be 1. That's too small. Can red be 2? Because yeah, you can say red 2 and green 6. Right? That adds up to 8. So if you can do red 2, green 6, you can also do red 6, green 2. So these are 2. So we're listing out all the elements of this event. You can do red 3, right? Red 3, green 5. But then you can also do red 5, green 3. You can do red 4, green 4. And then that's it. So, yeah. So in this event E, it looks like we have 5 outcomes. Now probability is the number of outcomes in your event over total number of outcomes. So then for this, the probability of E is going to be, we have 5 in the event, so it's going to be 5 over 36, and that should be the probability of this event. I'm going to check it in just a moment. Part B says, what's the probability that the sum of the numbers is less than 4? So if they have to add up to less than 4, now let's think, what's the smallest that it can be? So then we'll say E2, and this was E1. So then that set is going to be the smallest. You can have red 1, green 1. Then you could have what? Red 1. If it's less than, the numbers add up to less than 4, so you can have red 1, green 2. Now if you go red 1, green 3, that's not going to be smaller than 4, so we can't do the 3. But we could also do red 2, green 1. I think that's it. That's it. So you only have 3 outcomes in that event, so then the probability of this event is going to be, you have 3 elements in this event over the 36, which reduces down to 1 over 12. So that should be the probability there. Let me go check this in Pearson. Nope, that's not it. Didn't mean to show that, but that's okay. Now we said this was 5 over 36, so let's try 5 over 36. Okay, hit enter. Fantastic. And then this one we said was 1 over 12. Let's enter. We're good to go. Okay. So we see it works there. And I think we're good to go. So with that, we'll wrap up the session here, and we will end it. I can't really think of anything else. So, yeah. Okay? Hopefully that helps.